Student Body President, Graylin to give her master's.
Good morning, Mrs. Jorgensen, Father Tom, students, faculty and staff, family and friends, and fellow classmates. I am Graylin, and I have had the great honor of serving as St. Felicitas Catholic School's Student Body President for the past school year. Today marks a very special day, more so for the 8th grade class of 2017. I would like to start off by thanking everyone who made this all possible. Our parents, more specifically, my own. You have been my backbone, from staying up late nights helping me study and assisting me with homework, to supporting me at all CYO basketball and volleyball games, and volunteering endlessly at school. Without you, I don't know if I could have survived my elementary and middle school years. We all knew this day would come, was eventually going to come, but it all seemed so sudden. Who would have known that our journey together is already coming to an end? I remember the day this adventure first started, August 25th, 2008. That day, a group of 31 random strangers gathered in the classroom, read the kissing hand, and said goodbye to their parents. We were only little kids back then. Little kids that couldn't wait to grow up, that had so much energy and hated naps. Not a single one of us knew what the world had in store for us. We were so eager to grow up. We didn't think about the hardships, sadness, and pain that comes along with that, like having to say goodbye to one another. There's always mixed emotions about graduating. Some people are excited to finally start the next chapter of their lives, while others are saddened by the idea of having to leave the group of kids they have known to love and grow, to love and care about over the course of the past 9 years. Me, I'm both. Yes, graduating is something I've been waiting for, but I know I'm not ready to let go and say goodbye to any single member of the 8th grade class. As I look back at the memories I had here, I can only wish to go back in time and hold on to every moment. St. Felicitas isn't just a school full of students, but a home full of family. Now, I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that my class is perfect and that the past 9 years have been a walk in the park, because if I did, I would be lying to you. The St. Felicitas class of 2017 is far from perfect, and as long as I'm telling the truth, we're what people like to refer to as a hot, quick mess. Nevertheless, I am beyond proud of the 27 students we have all grown to be. Thank you for the world so sweet. Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds that sing. Thank you, God, for everything. That was a poem taught to us in kindergarten, in which we recited every day before lunch. But did we really know what everything was? Did we truly understand what we were thanking God for? There was a meaning behind that poem. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was there. Mrs. Thompson was smart like that. It's only just now that I'm finally figuring it out. Kindergarten was a blast. It was full of fun art projects, activities with our 8th grade buddies, and of course, learning. I can't remember a time I wasn't congratulated for doing something as small as losing a tooth. But that's just what Mrs. Stefano does. She makes it a point to make every single student feel special. Man, do I miss getting spoiled with stickers every time I did something right. Now, it's just expected. I know I'm not the only one when I say I remember the field trip to the water park that year. Mrs. Thompson gave us this huge lecture as to how we weren't allowed to get wet, and at no surprise, we didn't listen. Those days were the best, back when our only worry was making sure not to pull to yellow, red, or the terrifying white, which meant a visit in the principal's office. I only pulled once. It was just so tempting to jump off those dang stairs in front of the St. Felicitas statue, which at the time was very rebellious for me, considering I was too scared to touch a bug. First grade came along, and we were no longer the babies of the school. We had to set the example for the new kindergarten class, which our class enjoyed because we loved being in charge, even though setting an example doesn't technically mean being in charge. There was less art and buddy projects, more classwork and homework, no more nap time, but thankfully, there were still field trips. Everyone had their own group of friends, including my own. It was Danny, Nick, and myself. We were ready to take on the world together as best friends. Second grade was the year we started taking the next steps in our faith journey and grew closer to God. We reconciled for the first time and received Jesus' body and blood. Our class began to grow taller, smarter, and rowdier. Maybe we even all became a little wiser that year, just maybe. That year, we were blessed to have Mrs. Cronin back as our religion teacher. Mrs. Cronin's situation was our personal representation that prayers really do work. F-R-O-G, frog, fully rely on God. Mrs. Cronin, I will never forget that. Mr. Casales didn't tolerate any games the following year. The big transition from second grade to third grade was done Mr. Casales' way, the right way. We learned how to become more responsible, with a boatload of homework and projects throughout the year. There was no longer any excuse for bad behavior or missing homework. It was the real deal. It was difficult, but it was definitely one of my favorite classes to be in. It was something I had to work hard at. It didn't come easy, and I liked the challenge. Ever since I was in the third grade, I failed to walk by that classroom without imagining the smell of the pumpkin-scented Febreze and the music being played on the record player. Spelling dojo. That's what pops in my head when I think about fourth grade. That was an absolute crazy year. It contained plenty of games that made learning interesting. It included laughter, tears, beginnings of friendships, and unfortunately, endings to some. Fourth grade was an important year for me. It was a year of change. I began to break out of my shell. It's the difficult things in life that help you find yourself. I figured out a lot of things about myself that year. I learned what I was capable of and how to be independent. And sadly, I had to say goodbye to more than a handful of my family as they went off to different schools for the following school years. Fifth grade prepared me for middle school and impacted who I am as a person today. I was able to present and talk in front of a group of people. We were taught as a class how to respect one another. The field trips were so exciting, especially the one to Old Town Sacramento, even though a worker from the train yelled at Mrs. Menente. We were getting older, our attitudes grew more stubborn, and we created even more cliques. That year, I was offered the chance to join student council. I jumped at the opportunity and surprised myself by getting in. Then came middle school. This was the time I had to step up as I was officially a leader of the school. Now, that's when everything grew to a higher level of difficulty. On top of the responsibility of being on student council, there was plenty of other things that took time to adjust to. New schedules, teachers, rules, homework, and studying habits, not just in sixth grade, but throughout all 3 years. For all of you currently in middle school, please work hard. Nothing is ever handed to you. So maybe that was the moral of this poem. Maybe, just maybe, I finally figured out what everything is. Now that we're counting down the hours until graduation, I am finally realizing the blessings God has given me. 8th grade class. Although I don't always tell you, I wouldn't be who I am without you guys. You have all made a huge impact in my life and shaped me into who I am today. All 26 of you have shown me what a true friendship is. No matter how hard things got, we've always had each other's back, which is something I'll never take for granted. Thank you for always being there to pick me up, to encourage me to be better, and support me through everything. Over the years, I have met many different people, both good and bad. I thank you all because I now know who I want and don't want to be in life. God has a special way of doing this. It really is true. God has a plan for everyone and everything. I have made strong relationships here, not only with my own class, but with every other class. It's hard to think about having to leave behind the hugs and smiles I receive every day from the second graders, and the continuous greetings from all the students at St. Felicitas. Hey, Prez, I think that's my favorite. As we all go our separate ways, I hope you all stay true to yourselves. High school is known to be the place of change. Change is good up until it's bad. Remember to not fall into temptation. Please surround yourself with people who make you better, not those who influence you to do bad. Whether I've been with you for all 9 years or only 3, I treasure the unbreakable friendships I have made with each and every one of you, all of which I hold very close to my heart. It has been an honor to serve you as your student body president. I am not perfect, but who is? I make mistakes just as anyone else, like messing up the opening prayer on the first day of school. I still remember the excitement I felt when I found out I was elected president. It felt almost as if everything I had done for the past 8 years has finally paid off. I am proud to say that I can look at myself today and be proud of who I am and my accomplishments. Without the staff and my peers, I wouldn't be standing up here today. To conclude, I would like to wish the 8th grade class of 2017 good luck in high school. This speech was not easy to write. Words can't explain how you guys truly mean to me. I'm not going to say goodbye, because goodbye means going away, and going away means forgetting. But this class is unforgettable. So for now, I guess this is see you soon. I want you all to know that you can always count on me. Thank you.